you know, I asked a little bit about it on Saturday too, but you give up 153 points of your final three halves this past weekend. Just what have you seen either from film or from, you know, in real time? What have you seen that you can pinpoint and say this is where we need to be better defensively?
Probably three areas. Transition defense wasn't very good. You know, it's communication, pointing, talking to each other, and making sure we're picking up people. Defensive rebounding wasn't as good as you'd like, and if you remember especially the Moorhead game, I think down the stretch we gave up, you know, quite a few of offensive rebounds where we had the first, you know, the missed shot, but we couldn't secure the rebound. And then just in general, our half-court defense, the little things there, you know, closing out with your hands up, closing out under control, getting to the shooters, closing out a little bit shorter on the non-shooters or the drivers. So those are the things that we've been focusing quite a bit on this week.
So on the other end, you guys have shown that you can be a really good team offensively. So if you get your defense in check, then what kind of team can you guys be?
Well, we could be really good. I mean, we're a fun team to watch. I had so many people have said, you know, we're fun to watch. We play well together. We do a lot of good things where our guys are sharing the basketball and making it look fun offensively. But you know, if we score one more point, I'm usually going to be pretty happy. You know, but we got to be picky. We've got to get a lot better defensively, and you know, I think our guys are up to that challenge.
Yeah, so of course that starts with Wayne and Augie this weekend. Just what kind of challenges do they present? What are you up against this weekend?
Well, Wayne hasn't been beat much this year. I think they've been beaten once, and so they're 3-0 in the league and maybe 8-1. They're really good defensively, good pressure on you, put tons of pressure in the full court, pressure in the half court. Really just sound, tough, hard-nosed basketball team. They've got you know, 3 seniors that can really go, and you know, when those guys are going, they're a hard team to handle. But they have some other guys that play the role really well, and you know, we're gonna have to play really well on the road to have some success. But at the same time, that's what we're here for. We're here to work hard and do what we can to see if we can't play a lot better than what we did this last weekend, at least defensively.
Sure. And who are those 3 seniors that you mentioned?
Joseph, shooter, I think he went off for like 28 on us down here. And Jax is inside outside kid that can score in a variety of ways. And then Jansen's a little quick guard that can shoot it and drive it. And all 3 of them are very, very talented defensively too.
Okay.
And you mentioned full court defense from them. Is that something you might try to throw at them? The old adage, the team that presses doesn't like to be pressed. Do you think you might throw some of that at them this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we've tinkered with it a little bit these last few games, and you know, I don't know. We'll see. It's something where we gotta find ways to be successful, and if that's part of it, then we'll continue to look at it.
And you said you were happy with the team's effort, just the execution wasn't there, and that's kind of easier to correct, isn't it? If they're willing to work hard, you can find places where they can improve, and they're willing to work and get that done.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little of both. I mean, some of the transition D might be a little effort related as well as execution related. It's kind of a little of both. You know, the rebounding part could be characterized as a little bit of both as well. You know, focus, concentration, and effort. But then the half-court stuff, the little things we're talking about, is more focus related, being aware, aware of our surroundings, aware of what the other team's trying to do, anticipating what the other team's trying to do, and then executing what we're supposed to be doing in that moment. And sometimes that's a little bit harder for some than others, but we've got to be able to do it.
So over your guys' last 3 quarters this past weekend, you give up 153 points. So what have you been able to see, whether in live or in film, where you can pinpoint and say, okay, that's where we need to be better defensively?
Well, the last 2 teams that we've played have been good shooting teams, and the thing that we've been focusing on is getting our hands up on closeouts. It doesn't really matter how close we are if we don't have a hand up. Good shooters are just going to look at you hands down, man down, and that's just how it goes. And that's exactly what the 2 teams did to us, and there was the reason for the results. So.
Yeah, so then if you guys get your defense in check to where you want it to be, just what, you know, because you've shown just what you can be offensively. So if you get that defense in check, just what kind of team can you be?
I think we can be a really, really good team. I think all of us like playing with each other. I think people can see that we do like playing with each other, and the teamwork is one things that we really focus on big time. As I've shared with them, that none of us really care how much we score. It's all about teamwork and distributing the ball and distributing the points, making their defense move around as much as possible. I think that if we get our defensive lapses away, then I think this year could be really, really good for us. But it all starts from the defensive end, and that's been proven over the years that we have to get that done.
So you're going to be playing Wayne State and Augustana for the first time. You know, first time this weekend. Just what have you learned about them, and you know, kind of what are you going in expecting?
Right now, we're focusing on getting the ball up against the press. We're expecting a little full court press, man to man. But really, just as we were touching base on the defense before, that's really all we're focusing on mainly right now. Just to be ready to come back and defend accordingly, because if we let up 100 points, we're probably not going to win. And that's just the main focus for us players and the main focus for the coaches. And I think that we're very aligned with that's what we have to get done.
Yeah, one part of defense is probably, well, a big part is the scouting report, knowing who to close out on, who to back off. And I imagine that's been a lot of the preparation for this week, is the scouting report, and who you need to get up on and who you need to back off as far as, you know, shooters or drivers, correct?
Yeah, it is the scouting report. Now, some of the players that we played showed a little bit that we weren't really expecting. But when they do show that, then we gotta adjust accordingly, and we gotta switch around on the scouting report. The season's still young. I bet you a lot of other teams have scouting reports on us that we don't think is very accurate. And we gotta realize that everywhere on the court, everyone that plays is a college basketball player, and they can do more things than what the scouting report probably says. We just gotta be ready to adjust accordingly when it comes to that, and defend accordingly to that as well.
And it's always difficult to play on the road. You know, the home team has the home court advantage. That's why they call it a home court advantage. Talk about trying to break a losing streak of a couple of games on the road against a couple of pretty good teams.
For us, it's just gonna be every single game. It's just a new game. They came in here and beat us. We beat Crookston, but for me, it's still a game of basketball. If we share the ball on offense, if we defend accordingly, as I said, then I think this weekend can turn out good for us. I think we can turn around fully, and we have the talent. We just gotta smush it all together on defense and get it right there first.
Had a little bit of a wrist injury early in the season, kind of set you back a little bit. Now you seem to be coming back and playing more. How's the wrist, and how's it affected your game?
It's getting better. It's a little sore every once in a while, but I'm gonna just do rehab and starting to play a little bit better now, get more comfortable with it.
And this past weekend, you know, big lead goes away, you lose, then the second game you're behind and you're trying to come back the whole game. You guys have kind of been able to put that behind you and move forward to get ready for this weekend?
Yeah, it was a tough couple games there, and we just had to learn from it and come out and play these next couple of games better and learn from them.
And Jacob was just in here and he talked a lot about defense, and you guys have been working on that this week. As the bigs up front, what have you guys been working on defensively in preparation for this weekend?
We've been working on our closeouts a lot more, because we watch film and notice that we've closed out with our hands down, and that's kind of one of our problems right now, is we're letting people shoot too easy, so we've been working on getting our hands up on closeouts.